to our Monday Live with the Creativity Cave. I'm Dina Rico, and I'm super happy that you're here today. You might notice my voice. Let's just say that I left it all on the track this weekend. Just getting my Stampin' Lips on. It was the state track meet this past weekend, and I yelled a lot. I have to laugh. My daughter and I both sound like this because we screamed like crazy this weekend, and it was really so much fun. So I had just a wonderful time watching Carl run his last official high school meet. He's actually probably running a couple more times. His school sponsors something called the Belmont Mile, which is their school's on Belmont, the name of the street. And I think it's a fundraiser, but I'm not sure. Anyway, he's running that on the first, and then I think he's running like a little time trial thing. He did this last year on Friday, so we'll see. I probably won't go watch him for that, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think it's that kind of thing, even though my mama heart kind of does want to watch him run one more time, because that just was so much fun. And then I think I told you about this, but he had, or he, well, I don't know, we got to talk about this. He might be running at this meet, we'll see, called Nike Nationals. I don't know. We'll see. So I'll keep you posted on that. But he had a really wonderful last track meet. He did not PR in any of his events, which was kind of a bummer, but part of state is running tactically, and he ran really good races. So it was really great to see that. And the nationals are in Eugene, Oregon, I think. So yes, Marcia, he is running in college. He committed to North Dakota State University, which is a Division I program in Fargo, just a shy 9 hours from here. So we're excited about that. It was really cool. The announcer for the state track meet is this guy he's kind of a legend in track in Iowa. Anyway, he does his research, and he mentioned Carl was running at North Dakota during his race, when he was talking, which was pretty cool. So let's see. Let me keep up with some of these comments. Melanie, the Drake relays were actually a few weeks ago, and he did great. We were just at state, which is it's at Drake College, the same place, but it's not the Drake relays. My previous town I lived, I'm not sure what you're asking, Anne, but there we go. Sorry. Oh my goodness, you had surgery on both of your hands. Yikes. I bet that's tricky. Oh, okay. And then it was my birthday on Saturday. So here's what we did on my birthday. You guys are going to laugh. And then I have a really funny story to tell you. Well, not really funny, but fun. So we got up. Well, actually, on Friday night, my family took me out to a really wonderful dinner at this fancy place in Des Moines, which is super cool. And he was able to join us, which was really cool. I wasn't sure that he'd be able to escape. So we had a lovely dinner. And then on on our way home, our car battery died. So my daughter had driven separately, so I was actually in her car, and then Carl was with Andy in our car, and so we had to go around the block and pick them, well, actually give them a jump, and then Saturday morning, of course, we had to go get a new car battery. And then we rented a trailer from U-Haul so that we could move Ella out of her apartment because we had extra help with my sister and my aunt in town. And we really wanted to get her out of her apartment because her apartment situation is not good right now with her roommate. Anyway, so we spent the morning of my birthday packing up the U-Haul. And then we went down to the meet, and it was hot. And I mean hot. It's as hot as it's been for all year. And so that was a little much. But anyway, it was great. Carl ran his last meet. He got fourth, or his last race. Which was the mile, and he got fourth place, and he led it for about half of the race, which was really cool. I kind of, this is where it's so tough because he really, really, really wanted to break the school record, and they were not running fast enough because it was so hot, and so the pace wasn't fast. And so he had to push the pace so that he could try and hit that time. And the weather was just too much. It was funny. He showed me a video clip where they had water along the side of the race, and they just splashed it. He was like, bring it. And they just dumped it in his face, which was funny, but that's exactly what he wanted. So I felt really bad that the weather was kind of rough for running distance. Same thing. It wasn't quite as hot on Thursday when he ran the 2 mile, and he ran great, ran a great race. And then 2 hours after that, he had to run the 4x8, which is a half a mile, and it's a relay. And he was the anchor, and he outkicked a kid, and they ended up getting a medal because he beat this kid in this race, which was really cool. So I posted a video of it on Facebook. It was so fun because like watching, it was like, there's no way he's going to do it. Like he was just so far back from this kid coming into the final stretch, but he did it. And at the very, very, like in the last like couple of yards. And so that kid was probably like, what? Like what just happened? He thought he was good. And Carl just came and literally got him in the last like yard. It was really fun to watch. So that was very exciting. And he was super, super happy about that. So it was a lot of fun. Was it a photo finish? No, he was pretty clearly ahead, but it was pretty close. Yeah. So that was fun. And then what else do I have to share? So he ran 4 events and medaled in 3. So that was really awesome. And then his really good friend ran the mile with him, and he did really well. And another really good friend of his won the 800. And another kid who is in a different, like class. His school is much smaller, so he's in a different class. He ran amazing, and it was just so exciting to see that all the guys were so happy for one another, So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, I got some really cool pictures. I got to share more pictures from this weekend, but it was pretty awesome. But I can't even tell you how tired I was yesterday, you guys. Oh my gosh. I was so exhausted, and it was really, really great to just lay down. So Carl and I watched Diamond League running, which is like, the world runners who are getting ready for the Olympics. It's called Diamond League, and they run various races throughout the year, so we watched that together, which was fun. And Carl fell asleep on the couch, and I was watching, and I fell asleep too. But and then, well, long story short, it was a really great but very tiring weekend. Now, here's the funny part: is my aunt and my sister came from Minneapolis to watch Carl, and that was really fun. They wanted to teach me how to play pickleball, and I am not good at sports with balls. You know what I mean? So I was a little weary, but I was willing to try it. And so we went and played pickleball. They had brought all the stuff, and it was super fun. I've never played tennis. When I was a kid, I played racquetball. And so we had so much fun. And then we were gonna play pickleball again on Saturday, but then we ended up moving Ella out. We were not actually planning on doing that. That was kind of a last minute thing. So I was a little bummed we didn't get to play pickleball on Saturday, but I did really have a good time, and so I want to get the stuff. And I texted Whitney. I'm like, Whitney, we gotta play pickleball. Whitney's my one of my assistants, and she's like, I've got paddles. I'm like, yay! So I'm gonna talk to her about that because it was just so much fun. It was easy. But it was a nice little workout, and I think it would be really fun. My sister said it's a really great way to meet people, and it's not like exhausting, hard work. It's not like running. Who would do that? But it is super fun. So I'm excited to try that. And we just played silly, like we weren't scoring or anything like that. I need to find that kind of thing. Karen, you thought pickleball was for seniors? Well, no, because clearly I'm far too young to be considered a senior, as I'm just 29. But no, it's not. Actually, my cousin plays pickleball and he's super into it. And he's like 29, I think. So I think it's all ages. What's cool about it is that older people can play it just as well as younger people because it's not like high impact. You don't have to slam the ball super hard and you don't have to like run around because the court is a lot smaller. So yeah, I think anybody can play pickleball. So I'm kind of hoping I can get my whole family to do it. I know Ella's boyfriend has played pickleball and he does with some people on like after work. So with people from work is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I think it sounds super fun to really get going into. And they even have an app on their phone that they can find pickleball courts. Like it's all over the country. And so I thought that was kind of funny. So they were looking up pickleball courts in Des Moines because that's where the meet was. All right. What else do I have to tell you? So we played pickleball. We had a lovely dinner. Carl ran amazing. I'm really glad that we're almost done with all of the insanity. I just realized yesterday I was thinking I've been home less than I've been away more than I've been home for the last 8 weeks, which is like a lot. So I'm really excited about not going anywhere for a while. Like I really want to just chill. No more trips to the Dakotas for a while and no more anything. So yeah. No more. Well, I mean, Mexico was fun, but are we? Yeah, actually, we do have a graduation party coming up, but other than that, we're done with like big trips. So that will be really nice. And so poor Andy, he's like out of vacation days. He burned them all on basically track season and track and college visitation season, but I'm hoping that he can like work from someplace and we can go someplace to just have a little getaway. Or maybe we'll have to have a staycation and he can work and I can just staycate. What am I going to do with all my free time? Oh, Kathy, I am so behind on work. I have so much work to do. That's the first thing, is to catch up on life, get organized. My house is a flippin' disaster. I need to go outside and weed. There are weeds everywhere. My house is a mess. My pantry is just a giant mess. I have a lot of things to catch up on. Let's just say some things have been sliding around here. But yeah. So anyway, that was my weekend. I had such a wonderful time, and thank you all for the wonderful messages. It was so fun. My phone just kept bleeping all day on Saturday. And oh, we have one more little quick thing. Carl's senior banquet is on Wednesday night, so I'm looking forward to that. And of course, I got the email last night that it's happening on Wednesday, so I was like, oh wow, thanks for the notice. And they said, oh yeah, you can bring your track board that you make. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to make a track board. I made one for cross country, but now we got to make a track one. And I think I've never actually been to the track banquets because I'm always traveling when they happen. Like last year we were in Norway when they had the banquet. So I didn't realize they had posters for that. So now I got to make a poster board by Wednesday night because I've got, plenty of time for that. Anywho, almost there. And then graduation is on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Double check. So we're just about there. But getting through this last week was pretty monumental. It needed to be done. So, but I'm just glad that everything went really well for him and ended on a wonderful high to have him, do so well. So that was really awesome. Okay, I have a few things to share with you today. First off, and most important, tomorrow is free shipping. So, free shipping day. I actually am kind of shocked that there is free shipping tomorrow, to be completely honest. The reason is because they never do it like on a month that a catalog launches. So that's kind of awesome. And we just had an update from the shipping department, and they are caught up on shipping as of right now, which means there's not going to be a huge backlog of shipping, which is great. Of course, we will likely have a backlog occur because of the free shipping this week. But sometimes when we go into free shipping, we are not caught up. So I'm really excited that we're ready to go. So that's going to be pretty awesome. And free shipping is free with a $75 purchase in the US, because I know some of you watch from other places, but it's $75 in the US, and you will also get some goodies from me if you place an order during free shipping. You'll get the card kit from today's live, as well as an embellishment to go with it. So that's pretty awesome. And it's going to be really fantastic. I've got some things on my list that I want to get for free shipping. And let's see what else. Okay, I think that's everything. I'm going to flip my camera around quick. I have a whole bunch of cards that I got. We just got our mail today from being gone, and so I haven't been able to open them, so I'll show my cards next time. But I'm pretty excited because there's a whole bunch to open. So thank you so much to everybody who mailed a card to me. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to flip my camera. Woo. Okay, so free shipping. So free shipping is tomorrow, which would start tonight, Mountain Time at midnight. So depending on where you are, it is Mountain Time that is the free shipping. So keep an eye on that. And again, if you spend $75 or more, you will get a free card kit and a free embellishment from me from today's project. So that's pretty awesome. So again, this is happening on Tuesday, May 21st, one day only, from midnight to 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. So yippee! Also, don't forget to use my host code to get that pre-cut cardstock packet for today's projects. If you spend $35, you get the pre-cut cardstock packet. If you spend $50, you'll get, in addition, the All-Star Video Class Bundle PDF, which this month is the Country Woods, and it features 12 fabulous projects featuring the Country Woods suite from the new catalog. And then, of course, if you get $75, you're also going to get an embellishment from me, which I will show you here in just a moment. And so please use my host code to get that card kit. We also are just about done with the new catalog kickoff, but it's never too late to join the fun. We have 6 exclusive lives. The final live is going to be Wednesday evening, so you can join us for that in the new catalog kickoff page. It has been so much fun. If you are in the kickoff, don't forget to submit your card challenge projects by the 23rd, and then we will award winners on the 24th, which is awesome. We also have make and takes. I think I only have one make and take packet left. So you can get your make and take packet ordered. Just drop me a line if you need the registration link. Watercolor Happy round 2 is almost sold out, you guys. Oh my goodness. It has been so awesome. I actually was working on this a little bit in my spare time over the weekend. And I just posted, because I had a bunch of people asking, I sent an email and I posted in the community section of the course for people who are registered the stamps bundles that I'll be using. And so if you want to order them, you can. And if you order them through my online store and you're registered for Watercolor Happy, I will also put an extra little prize in your box, a special gift for you. So, and it's kind of an awesome little gift, by the way. So get registered if you haven't already, and then you can order tomorrow on the free shipping. So that's pretty awesome. If you would like me to order it for you, just let me know. I'm happy to do that. Also get registered for our Sunshine and Creativity Delivered box. We have, actually I'm about to mail the May boxes out, and then our June box is going to be featuring the, what is it called? Hugs, or Hearts and Hugs, which, oh my gosh, these cards are so stinking cute. So you can get registered for that. There's a link in the description of this video, as well as all the other things like the kickoff and the Watercolor Happy registration. And then we still have, I guess just under 2 weeks to get the in color goodies for free with your starter kit from Stampin' Up. So during the month of May, when you purchase the starter kit, you can get extra $80. I think it's an $82 value of the new in color ink pads, an assortment of cardstock, the Stampin' Right markers, and the DSP for free, in addition to $125 worth of products, and all you pay for that is $99 plus tax. So it's basically $200 worth of products for $99 plus tax. So it is like the easiest math there is. So if you are interested in taking advantage of this tremendous offer, please drop me a line. There's a link to join my team in the description of this video. And like I said, this is a fantastic deal that you do not want to miss out. And one final plug for free shipping. So get your free shipping tomorrow. Okay. Today we are going to be making some fantastic cards featuring the Adventurous Sky. This is just a wonderful bundle for, I like it, to be honest, for graduation cards. I also love it for masculine themed cards, whether it's Father's Day or like birthdays or whatever. This is just such a great stamp set, and I'm going to show you some really fun projects for this. And these projects you can get, again, for free with a purchase in my online store. Between now and June 2nd. So there you go. Between now and June 2nd, you can get this. So this is going to be a 2-week kit that you can get, or meaning you've got 2 weeks to do it. But honestly, you want to do it tomorrow because that's the free shipping day. All right. So what I love about this, of course, is the images are really easy to work with, which is fun. There's some great dies that come with it. They, of course, cut out the different images, but then they also make a plain, which we're going to make a card like that. And then the designer series paper, which, by the way, I have a bunch of the dies out at the moment. But then the other thing that I love is the designer series paper. Let me grab it here. Is really cool. There's this sheet right here, which has these little sections that you can just cut apart to make cards. There's tags. We're actually going to make a card with one of the tags. And then there's really wonderful patterns that just go so nicely with the imagery in this set. And then they're also kind of nice just patterns. So like this isn't necessarily airplane-y, but it's a really great pattern for masculine cards. Same here, this kind of plaid-y type pattern. And then this is sort of just a map. So these are all really good papers for masculine themed cards, which I love. Okay. Thank you so much for that sweet comment. Ina, I think is how you say your name. Oh, that's so wonderful. I am happy to share. About my family. I hope it doesn't, it's not too much. Somebody asked if I'd be live on Memorial Day, and the answer is no. Nope, I'm taking Memorial Day off. We actually have a fun little family outing planned, so I'm looking forward to that. So I will not be live on Memorial Day. Thank you for asking about that, though. Okay, so our first project is a really simple project, and that's kind of my favorite sometimes, is to have a really simple project. So we're going to start with a piece of basic beige cardstock, and this is just such a great new color to work with. I love it with the colors we're using today. Actually, all the colors that we're using today, but it goes with a lot of things, especially those regals and neutral colors, as well as last year's in colors. I mean, you can really, it goes with everything, but I especially like it with those colors. So I think it's a good color card base too, because it's got a little color in it, but it's light enough that you can write inside. You know what I mean? So I have to tell you this mom moment. I've been really proud of myself because I've not been too emotional about the fact that Carl's about done with school. But when he, and I'm going to totally mess this up, but when he was walking back off the track, he had his best friend and he were walking like with their arms on each other's shoulders after the mile, which was like the last race. They were just walking together, and I know they were just talking about, the season and the end and everything. And then he came up. So like the athletes come up this certain ramp, and we'd been waiting for him to come up, and he is slow as molasses. I'll just tell you that. He is just like the worst. But anyway, so Ella walked up to him first, and she started crying, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've held it together so well. And then I saw her cry, which made me cry, and oh, it was a mess. Anyway, I did really well until then. All right, now I've also got a 3x4-inch piece of that basic beige color, which we're going to stamp. There's this cool little background image, which is like riveted section of metal, which, by the way, I know enough. I don't know a lot, but I know enough that if your plane looked like this, you would probably not be in the best shape because that's a lot of rivets. But you can see it makes a fantastic background. So we're just going to kind of fill up the background of this, and I'm using Misty Moonlight ink. All right, so that is the little background here. I didn't even think of using basic beige ink for this, but I kind of like the Misty Moonlight. Now I have a 3¼ by 4¼ inch panel, which I have die cut. I die cut a piece out of this, but I ended up changing my mind on the piece. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to adhere this to this panel because you can see that'll cover up the hole. And then I'm going to put this on my card like so. Actually, before I do that though, I want to use some of my twine. Now in my Baker's Twine Essentials pack, we have some vanilla, but it looks a lot like my basic beige. So we're going to use that vanilla and tie just a little bow around this panel. So it was kind of funny. I was a little surprised that Ella got so teary-eyed, but I was not at all surprised that I got teary-eyed because that's kind of my MO. In fact, I was surprised I lasted as long as I did without crying. But it was really cool. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how stressful watching that last race was, especially when he started leading. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. I don't want to say I was freaking out, but I was kind of freaking out, and my heart rate was just like my heart was pounding through my chest. I'm sure he was nervous to run, but I was nervous to watch. I told him it was like the hardest race to cheer for, like the most exhausting race to cheer for. And he's like, really, Mom? Really? I was like, yes. I know he ran it and all, but whatever. But it was pretty cute. And then Ella, so we kind of spread out a little bit, and Ella was sitting by these guys that knew Carl in the stands, and they were saying like he's gonna run 4:10, which was what his goal was, but he didn't quite get there. He ran 4:16. But can you guys even handle a mile in that fast? Like, it's just really crazy. So I know he can run that fast, but the weather just was not good. Okay, so I've got also, so both of these die cut pieces, by the way, are from the Nested Essentials dies, and of course we'll put them in your packet for you. And so I'm going to take and stamp a little airplane on here. There's 3 sizes of airplanes, so this is kind of the middle-sized one. And I'm going to stamp this off actually a couple of times. So it's just kind of light on here as a little background piece. So I'll stamp that on there. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment in some Mossy Meadow ink right over the top. And I'm going to use You're the Best, Plain and Simple, which I think is a really fun little sentiment for this, even if you stamp it crooked, which I just did. But nobody will know because we're not going to tell them. I also need to adhere this to my card. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this up on here. Like so. Kind of in the center. And then this right over the top. And I love how we've got all the colors kind of in. And you can pop this up, or you can put it directly over the top, but I kind of like popping it up. I love the dimension. So we'll kind of have that sticking out right over like so. And then we're going to embellish with our industrial trinkets. These are such fun little pieces. So they've kind of got this sort of star pattern on one side and more of like a rivet looking pattern on the other side, and you can use either side, which is the really fun part about these. And I think they're really fun not only for our, you know, projects for masculine cards, but also for just like whatever. I really like the star pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to put 2 of them on here like that, and now we have a really cool card. So isn't that fun? Now on the inside of this card, again, we've got this nice light pattern, or light color of cardstock, so I don't need to put a white panel in. You could if you wanted, but I think it'll work. But I am going to take a 3/4 inch strip by a 4 by 4 inches piece and just adhere that in to coordinate with the front of the card. So there we go. Isn't that awesome? And if you wanted, you could even add this plain, kind of like full strength, like that. So there you go. That's our first project. Now I want to show you, I did this exact same card in another color combination. This is Night of Navy and Misty Moonlight with different patterns of the DSP in the packet. So I love that you can make the same card, you know, with different colors, which is super fun. Judy asked if any of Carl's friends are going to the school he's going to. No, he doesn't know anybody. Nobody from his school, because it's pretty far away from here. But my niece actually is a freshman there this year. She just finished her freshman year. So she will be there. So he will have a family member up there, which is really cool. We're excited for that. Okay. Next up, we're going to make a really fun card. I'm going to start with a panel of, or a half a cardstock, or a half a sheet of cardstock of Cajun Craze. And I just love this rust color for masculine cards. It's perfect. And it goes really nicely with one of the patterns of DSP. I love the blue and against the rusty color. So this is one of the patterns. You can see the other side is really neutral, and it's just got some clouds on it. So we're just going to put this down. And this piece is 3 3/4 or 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, because I know you're going to ask me that. And then I've got a panel of basic white, which is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So it's just going to fit right over the top like that. Oh, but before I do that, let me grab, since I got excited and put adhesive down, let me grab my silicone craft sheet so I can just peel this off here in a second. I'm going to take and stamp some of the clouds on here, and I'm going to use for that some balmy, well, no, I'm not either. I'm going to use boho blue. I think that, well, no, I don't know if that's the right color either. Let's look on the package. It is boho blue. Okay. So I'm going to use boho blue, and we're going to stamp some of these clouds on here to create a little bit of a background. And there's 3 sizes of clouds. So we'll just kind of add some like that to our card. And then I can peel this off and add it to the card like that. All right. Next up, I'm going to take a scrap piece of watercolor paper, because I mean, obviously we got to watercolor something here. So I'm going to take the largest airplane, and we'll ink it up with some black ink and drop it on our watercolor paper. Don't worry, I already cut this out ahead of time. Okay, so I stamped this on here, and then we're going to color it, but I already die cut one just to make it a little easier. So I'm going to take some of that Cajun Craze ink from my ink pad. So I just squeeze the lid to the ink pad to pick up that color. And I'm going to color in my airplane. So I'm going to color in kind of the fuselage of the airplane. That's right, I know fancy words like that. Did I mention that my husband is an aerospace engineer? Okay, so I'm going kind of in a nice light color here, and then we'll go a little darker, get a little bit more water flowing. Now, I'm sure the question next is, can you do that on not watercolor paper? And the answer is not really. You can try, but what happens when you don't use watercolor paper is the colors just don't blend very nice. They get really what's the word I'm looking for? Streaky, and it does not look good if you can color them at all. The water will also pill your cardstock, which is no fun. Okay, so we've kind of got this nice coloring on this plane like that, and then I'm going to clean my brush off a little bit, and then we'll take a little smoky slate and do just a couple touches. We'll do this front part where the propeller is attached, and then the tires like that, and we could even do these right here. Okay, so there we go. So there is our airplane. So now that was not fancy watercoloring, that was just kind of adding some pretty color to it. Now we're going to let this set aside for just a moment to dry. And then I also die cut a small little banner, same set of dies that Nested Essentials, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment in here. But I'm not going to use boho blue for this. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. And this says, "You always lift me up," which I think is a cool sentiment. Oh my gosh, I'm stamping terribly today. It's like I don't know what I'm doing. Sheesh. All right, but we're going to make it work. Okay, so we're roughly going to put this kind of on here and then this up here. So I want to pop this up. I've got these kind of fat dimensionals. I think they were in a kit or something. They were left over. So I'm going to use my regular dimensionals because those ones are a little too thick for my taste. And we've got that on there like so. And then I'm going to take some, I think I'm actually going to use some linen thread. And I'm going to take and just do like a loop of linen thread like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie the end in a knot on each end. Okay, so nothing fancy. I'm just tying in the end with a knot. And then I'm going to make a loop with glue dots to hold this to my card. So this is kind of a cool way to add linen thread to your card without adding a bow. You know what I mean? Because like guys aren't like into bows so much. Okay, and I'm actually going to lift this up and kind of stick it underneath like so. And then to affix it to my card, I'm going to take one of these little trinkets and I'm going to just hold that loop right there. And maybe I even do it on the corner here a little bit of this, like so. Okay, so that just adds a nice little embellishment to my card without it being too foofy, for lack of a better term. Okay, and if it's sticking funny or you don't like it, you can just use glue dots to kind of help position it the way you want it to be. And then last but not least, we're going to take and pop this airplane up on here. And what a fun kind of masculine themed project for somebody. But also, you know, you always lift me up is just such a nice sentiment that would be a great thank you card, or, you know, whatever you need it to be. Okay, so we'll kind of put it on there like that. Then on the inside, we've got a panel which we can also decorate. So I'm going to take some, let's see, we used boho for this. Let's take some boho and we're going to stamp off some of those clouds and just put a few in here like so. Okay, and then if you wanted, you could use one of the other sentiments, such as a happy birthday, or in this case, I'm going to do Happy Father's Day. Like that. So whatever occasion you might need this for, you can customize it. So there we go. That is our second card. Oh, I love this one. You always lift me up. That's just such a nice sentiment, right? Okay. Now our third card, we're going to use some of those die cut pieces I mentioned, as well as some of the tags. So in our piece of designer series paper, this is just that one part of the section of one of these sheets, and we can trim these apart and use these tags individually, which I just love. So I think I'm going to use this map tag, but you can make this exact same card with any of the patterns of paper. So I'm just lining this up on the track of my trimmer and cutting them apart. And then of course, I'll just snip off the corners of this tag, which is really awesome. Like that. And then if you wanted, you can punch a hole in here. I suppose take your pick tool is probably a safer bet on this. So what I'm going to do is just poke my tool through and then just kind of widen the hole till it kind of matches. There we go. And then you can, you know, like if you need to, you can trim off this excess, or you can just kind of roll it back like that. So there we go. All right. So that is the start of our card, is this fun little tag. And I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight, and we're going to take and stamp some of those clouds in the background. They just make such a nice little background, so they're really easy to add. And then there's 3 sizes, so I'll just throw a couple in there like that, and maybe one more down here. Okay. So there's my background, and we're going to attach all of this to a Night of Navy card base. Goodness, we're doing really good on time. I'm surprised. Usually I blah, 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 blah too much. Okay, so I've got that onto my card. So Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. And then I've got my tag, which we're going to add to this. And then I've die cut my airplane. I've die cut the fuselage piece out of basic beige, and then the detail of the biplane out of Night of Navy. So we want to adhere this, and I think liquid glue is just the ticket. So I'm really only going to put glue on this tail piece and the basically the propeller area. So to line this up, the tail piece lines right up with that, and then the bottom edge kind of lines up, and then the wheels line up, and then the front line up. So it's pretty easy to get this on here. So it's not exact, so you can probably see why I just put adhesive here and here. I guess you could put them on the outer rings of the two tires, but I did not. Okay, so that's really fun. And then I also die cut a propeller out of some Misty Moonlight. And this is going to kind of line up like that on here. So there we go. There is our airplane. And how fun is that? So you can totally mix up color combinations for these pieces. You can go light underneath and dark on the biplane part, or reverse that where you got dark and then light. It just doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to add that to our tag. And I think I want to pop my tag up onto my card. And I'm going to add some clouds to this. Okay. And on the largest cloud, I'm actually going to stamp my sentiment, which is going to be, well, I think I'm going to do flying by to say hi, and then I'm going to put happy birthday on the inside. And then I've got the other clouds. Maybe we'll put this bigger one over here and a smaller one over here. Okay, so I'm going to pop, or I'm going to adhere these. And then we'll pop the plane up. But just in the center portion, because it's going to go off of that tag otherwise. Oops, I don't want that popped up. I want that directly on. Kind of like that. Okay. Then last but not least, we're going to add some, ooh, where did it go? Some baker's twine, and I think I'll just use white for this. Now what I'm going to do with this is just cut a double length, and then I'm going to feed. So I have got two lengths about 4 inches each. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to push that loop of these two layers through the hole. By the way, this is easier to do if you do it before you stick it on your card. Just saying. And then I'm going to pull the ends through that loop and then cinch it up. Okay, so there we go. There is our tag, because a bow, if this was a girl card, I'd put a bow up there, but since it's not, I'm just tying that on. And then on the inside, we're going to add a panel. And let's see, where's my littlest plane? I think I might need to stick that on a block. I was like, where's my stamp set? Oh, it's just under all this stuff here. Haha. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this off. And I haven't used this littlest image yet. So I'm going to take, let's see, that's Misty Moonlight. And where'd my scrap go? I want to stamp off some of this ink. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which is Happy Birthday in full strength ink. Right there. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to stamp off my clouds a couple times so they're lighter, even 3 times. And just add those clouds in here. I really wanted them lighter, so that's why. Stamp them off several times. All right. I'm going to adhere this to the inside of my card, and then we are good to go, you guys. Seriously. Such a fun card. I just love the dies. Now, one of the other dies that's really fun, and I've seen some people wonder what the pieces are, but so let me show you. So we've got the airplane piece. This is what I just used for this card. So we've got those 2 pieces here. I'll put them on my background so you can see them. So they build the airplane, and then there's this weird piece. Like, what is that? That is a little sign holder, and the end is kind of a circle so you can put a glue dot on it. And then it holds the banner so you can do a sky writing thing. So the happy birthday will fit on there. Also, to my friend will fit on there. So that's kind of fun. So that's what those do. So I just wanted to show you that. So there you have it. Fun cards that are really pretty simple to do and are really nice looking. So we've got 1, 2, 3 cards featuring this awesome bundle. And again, as with any of these cards, you can switch up the colors. So if you wanted maybe a real red airplane or a crushed curry airplane, you could totally do whatever colors you want. And that would be easy to switch out. Same thing here. You know, I showed you my blue version of this card. So lots of options for that. And same thing here. You can make whatever colors you want in the 2 pieces of the airplane that go together to create this cool biplane. So I hope you loved these cards. Just a reminder, if you are coming in late, we have free shipping all day tomorrow. So that would start late tonight, midnight Mountain Time. Free shipping on all orders of $75 or more in my online store. And of course, when you shop in my online store, I will give you a fabulous card kit for all 3 of these projects, as well as an embellishment of these cool industrial trinkets. And we will mail that out to you. If your order is under $150, please use my host code. If it is over that, skip the code. You'll still get all the prizes. And you can get awesome host rewards from Stampin' Up. And there you go. So I think this is a lot of fun. Oh yeah, if you could give me the thumbs up, that would really rock. I'd appreciate it so much. I'm going to go rest my voice. And I plan on being live tomorrow. I want to say at, let's see, Tuesday. I feel like there was something I needed to schedule. I'm going to be live tomorrow, but I'm not positive the time offhand, because if I tell you the wrong thing, then that's going to be bad. But watch for on my business page, or just watch my channel for the live. But I'm just going to do a extra fun project tomorrow with y'all, since it's free shipping day. And so you can join me for that. But it'll be in the afternoon sometime. I'm just not positive of exactly what time, because I want to make sure I don't mess anything up. I got to look at the schedule of everything. Otherwise, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great evening, and thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Bye. Oops. Oh, goodness. X. There we go.